Today, ahead of the Combine, we got a full first-round mock draft with a special guest. We got Ray Garvin. Folks, here we are. We got the three of us. Today, we got a very special first-round mock draft. As we mentioned before, the special guest, the man himself, Ray, thank you so much for making time to come on the show today. We're fired up. It's going to be a fun mock draft. Yeah, man, say hello to the people.
Yeah, appreciate y'all having me on. It's been a minute since we've been talking about doing this, and I'm glad that we waited because we've got some more information, some more vibes, some more feelings around these prospects and players. Senior Bowl is done. Got the Combine in a couple of weeks. You know, this is the time of the year that we can all have some fun, kind of try to improve some of these teams. So I'm excited to be on y'all's platform. Thank you for having me here, but You know I got to kick y'all ass in this mock, man. You know I need the people to be like, man, that Ray knows what he's talking about. Y'all need to get him on the team, baby. So we're going to have a good time, man.
Let's go. I love the competitive energy. Let's get that rolling. I think Metro's about to mention this, but today, like Ray said, we're doing a team format. So Metro and I, Josh and I, we're going back to back. We're on the same squad, picking for all the evens, and then Ray will take the odds. And with that being said, unless Metro, you have anything, I'm going to get this rolling.
No, we're in a good time right now. We just obviously had the news about Trinidad Chambliss. Today, Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, they're out of Miami, so it's going to make that Miami pick really interesting. So we'll leave that one up to Ray at number 11, but we got number 1. I'll let him start it off.
With that being said, the floor is yours, King. You are on the clock at number 1.
Number 1, my Las Vegas Raiders. Man, I mean, this is a simple pick. So I am from Las Vegas. That's my hometown. They need a quarterback. You know it. I know it. The world knows it. There's nothing here. It's Fernando Mendoza. I think the real story with the Raiders is what do they do with some of their other assets? Do they move Max Crosby during the draft to get some more capital? There's no trade back. There's none of that. There's no mystery here. The pick is Fernando Mendoza.
Awesome. Fernando Mendoza goes to the Raiders, as everyone knows. Love the pick right there. We're kind of getting our ass kicked, Metro. We're pick 1. We're already behind the 8 ball. We have the Jets at 2. This one's pivotal. We got to work as a team here. What do you want to do here with this pick?
The consensus pick 90% of the time is Arvell Reese. And look, I love Arvell. I think he is a special talent that can do a multitude of things. I wonder if the Jets in this situation, though, would be a little fearful of the idea of taking Arvell, knowing that, you know, are you going to draft him to be an off-ball linebacker? And if so, are you okay taking that number 2? Or are you going to transition him over to full-time edge where he doesn't have a ton of film on him there? I think there's a ton of upside there. I feel like Arvell is the consensus pick just off of pure talent. I wouldn't be mad at the pick here. I personally lean Ruben Bain Jr., though, personally.
Okay. Honestly, I'm there with you. I think the upside on Arvell Reese is tantalizing, as the kids say. I think it's a very high-end pick, but I feel really, really good about a player that already fits into a position that he's been playing for a long time. Yes, he didn't have an all-star year, right? Like Ruben Bain Jr., he looked fantastic this year in the run game. In the pass game, he kind of let up near the end of the season, according to PFF and what we saw with our eyes. Had some great playoff games. With all that being said, I like the upside. I love the floor mostly of Ruben Bain Jr. I'm game to go there as well. Might get some heat here for not taking Arvell Reese, but I want to mix it up, man. We can't just be chalk every day, Metro. So if you want to go Ruben, I'm so in.
Well, you know, it's a weird spot for them to be at, being at number 2, because the top of the board is Fernando Mendoza, and then really it's a safety, a running back,
Yes, that's right,
and edge rushers. And, you know, Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, different body type from Ruben Bain, Jermaine Johnson. We haven't really figured him out a ton right now as to what his future is with the team. Bain could be your replacement for that guy. And look, they have multiple picks in this class. They have obviously 2 first-round picks this year, multiple next year, and a couple of seconds and thirds as well. So they have a lot of capital to spend on other positions. I think for now, you just go best player available, see how the board falls for you. Either way, you're going to make your team a whole lot better. So I think I would be a little bit, you know, you might call it a little bit of a safe pick here, but I feel good with Ruben Bain Jr., although I love Arvell Reese. I mean, you're not going to hear me complain about that pick.
Cool. You want to go Ruben Bain? It sounds like we're leaning that way. Is that okay, or do you want to go Arvell?
No, I'm going Bain here.
Cool. Let's go Ruben Bain Jr., of course. Arkham Knight, baby. You already know. Let's take him right here, number 2. Number 3, let's go to the Cardinals with Ray.
Man, I thought y'all were gonna let Ruben Bain fall to me. I took Bain in my last mock, and there he goes at 2. I think the Cardinals are interesting as well. New regime, new coaching staff. They just hired Nathaniel Hackett. Guess that's a different topic for another day, but he's going to be tasked with improving this offense. Arizona, I don't know what they're going to do, honestly. Quarterback position, Kyler's under contract, due a lot of money. Their season felt like it went off the rails last year when James Conner got hurt, and it's crazy to think about him at this stage of his career, but he really does mean that much to Arizona. They could not run the ball at all in Arizona last year. And while all of this talk about running the ball, improving the running game might lead you to believe that I'm going to the running back position, I think with Matt LaFleur, Nathaniel Hackett, this division is so incredibly tough. They are not a Jeremiah Love away from competing right now.
Well
so
said.
while a great luxury pick, I think they're going to be boring here. And it can be boring either way. You could go defense and be boring. They left Arvell Reese there. The reason why I say no to Reese is because I do think he's an off-ball linebacker that some teams may try to do some different things with. But we saw how that worked out with Arizona when they drafted Isaiah Simmons out of Clemson a few years ago, and they didn't know what to do with him. I think Reese is a better player than Simmons, but you get the point. I think they're going to go boring. So pull up the O-line class, go to the tackles, and I know Francis Mauigoa has been discussed as like the top tackle. I think once we get to the combine, maybe we'll get a little more clarity on where the NFL is leaning, whether it's Fanu, Lomu, hell, Proctor, Mauigoa, Freeling's probably going to be a riser, Blake Miller. I think it's going to be an offensive lineman. So for right now, we'll stick with Francis Mauigoa out of Miami as my pick for Arizona. It's a safe pick. It's an unsexy pick, but it just feels like it's probably what Arizona needs to do to kind of turn this thing around. Let's secure the trenches. Let's focus on the offensive line. We can go skill position in round 2, round 3. Right here with only so many of the quote-unquote higher-end offensive linemen available, they get their pick of the litter right here, and I'm going to take Francis Mauigoa. I got to see him in person versus A&M, and I mean, much, much bigger than I thought he would be when everybody was talking about him kicking into guards. So I love this right here for Arizona. And if he doesn't work at a tackle, you can slide him inside. So Francis Mauigoa goes to Arizona at 3.
Ray, that's an awesome pick, man. Not to, you don't need my approval, but man, I agree with you. They're not a love away from competing. They are many picks away from it. So let's take the unsexy pick right here in Francis and build the trenches for the future for this regime. Next up, we got the Titans at number 4. Metro, it's back to you and I on the clock. This is also a pivotal pick for this franchise, getting new head coach. They got Saleh in the building, and then OC, they got Dable. So huge pick for this regime. How do they want to start off their new chapter? What are you thinking? I'll let you open it.
I think Reese would be awesome for them. I don't think he'd be the pick here just because, for start, I know it's a new regime. I know there's new people in the building, but they did take Oladejo last year, UCLA, former linebacker, converted edge. Not saying him and Arvell are one-for-ones, but I wonder if maybe they want to see him out a little bit. So having a Reese there feels, I don't want to say redundant, but maybe too similar. It's tough. I feel like receivers in play and David Bailey for me. It'd be either, if Jordan Tyson's good at the combine, I'm going either Jordan Tyson or I'm going with David Bailey here. That's where my mind goes.
Agree. You know how I feel about Tyson, man. Obviously, the medicals have to check out, otherwise teams just won't draft him this high. But if they are clear, I think it's pretty impossible to not take a player like that. So I lean Tyson personally. I don't know what my thing is against David Bailey, but clearly he knows how to play football and rush the passer. He was a 21% pass rush win rate, 15 sacks on the year. He's been a problem off the edge. So if the head coach is Saleh, I have a feeling they go Bailey. That's my tipping point.
That was what I was going to mention too. I feel like with this team specifically, you could make the argument that Saleh would want to ensure he has a good offense because he never had that in New York. So guaranteeing the quarterback and Cam Ward, giving him that number one weapon, putting him out there with some of the other weapons they picked up with A.O. Maynor, DK, Gunnar Helm, and if you bring back Okonkwo too, and you got some pretty good weapons out there. It's a tough one. I think Bailey is a worthy top 5 pick just because of how good he is as a pass rusher, and I think he's a decent run defender too, that give him a year or two to learn under Saleh, playing next to Sweat, playing next to Simmons. I feel like that would be a great landing spot for David Bailey, and they need that GoDaddy off the edge. And I like David Bailey here. I really do. It's between Bailey and Tyson, and I just trust Bailey more than Tyson because Tyson can't stay healthy.
I'm with you. Let's hammer the pick home. It always feels good to build in the trenches. Similar to Arizona, we got a lot to work on with this team, and I think the trenches are always the best place to start. So let's go David Bailey if you're aligned.
Yeah. I mean, the only other option would be to trade down, but I don't think anyone's trading up right now.
I'm with you. Totally agree. All right, David Bailey is going to the Titans. Number 5, we have the Giants. GM Ray Garvin on the clock.
Oh, the phone lines are ringing right now. Who's trying to move up? Who's trying to move up right here? I think this is a spot where the Giants, let me frame it like this. I think the best player on the board that fits the Giants' needs is Caleb Downs. I don't give a damn about what you say. You don't take a safety this high. This is the class, in my opinion. Go get your guy. Like, fill the need of your team. I know we do this stuff all the time, folks. Next year's class is better than this year's class. We do it all the time. But, it's true this year. The prospectus of next year's class is outstanding across the board. So this year, I don't know how many all-pros that you can look at that you say that we're getting right off the gate, right out the bat. So fill the need. Get the best players available for your team. I think Caleb Downs is that. I would trade down if I were the Giants. There's a lot of rumor about them needing another wide receiver, right? There's a lot of rumors about that, and this receiver class is very good. If the Giants can move down here at 5, I would love that for them. If we got to sit and make the pick, I'm not taking a wide receiver. I'm bringing Wan'Dale Robinson is back. Neighbors would be back sooner rather than later. We got Theo Johnson in the building. Let's find somebody in round 2, round 3. But I'm taking Caleb Downs. So if we can't move back, I'm taking, in my opinion, on my board, the best player in the draft right now that's on the board, and that's Caleb Downs. You go patrol the secondary. We got the captain of the offense in Jackson Dart last year. Get one of the guys that can be one of your leaders on the defensive side of the ball. With a lot of talent that they have up front, that secondary is problematic. So right here, for the Giants, I really...
Do
you want to trade down? There's an argument that
I can propose I can propose a really interesting trade idea
Talk
here.
to me.
So, Kay, do you want to pull up the Giants and the Rams? It is a steep trade down for the for the Giants, but my logic would be Giants would trade 5 and 37, and the Rams would trade 13, 29, and 61. So so the Rams move up 8 spots. They trade their 29th pick to move back 8 spots. They give up a late second, so that way they can secure a Caleb Downs in their secondary. Or Arvo Reese.
I don't mind it. Listen, Giants fans at this point, I think they're going to be pissed either way, right? If I trade back, they're going to be pissed. If I take Downs, they're pissed. If I take a receiver, they're pissed. Let's do it, man. Let's have some fun. Let's see if the Rams will do that. Let's trade back. I feel confident that we'll be able to fill needs in New York if we move back from 5. Let's try it. Let's do it. Let's see if they'll accept this.
Let's go. And Metro,
or are we going to force this bad boy? Are we going to force it? We're going to see if they accept. Unclick that, Cade. Come on, man. Let's see if they. Let's see if
man. I let it fly.
Are they going to take it? Are they going to take it? Offer it. They're going to say no, and then we'll force. There you go. We didn't even have to force it. There we go.
Wow. Would you look
There we
at
go.
that?
There we go. Rams are on the clock now. So I've got McVay in the building, right? I've got McVay in the building. McVay's here. Mm-hmm. Rams fans, you're taking Caleb Downs. You don't move up to this spot to play around for anything else. I think the pick would be Caleb Downs. If they traded up here, I like this. They trade up here. Secondary was Swiss cheese. So I saw, was it Field Yates or somebody give him double corner out of Tennessee?
Yeah, we've done that
too. Yep, double corner.
Yep.
We're going to take the best player in the draft, Caleb Downs, to the Rams. I think McVay would love this kid.
Yeah, and the Rams also have a decent bit of money as well, so they could reasonably bring in like an Alontae Taylor or somebody like that to give them an extra corner. Man, you watch Ohio State film, it is impossible not to fall in love with Caleb Downs. I mean, he is just all over the field. And on every single play, even when the play's done, Caleb Downs is right there. I mean, he's such a fun player. And, the Rams' safety room isn't bad, but I just feel like the versatility of all these guys, Caleb Downs' versatility, playing him inside the box, putting him on the outside, putting him deep. I mean, he can just do literally everything. And that Rams secondary was bad in the playoffs. We saw JSN just dominate them. Caleb Downs, that wouldn't happen with him.
This is fun. I like that move, Metro. I like that move, Ray. We cooked here. We're never wrong, just early. I like the move for Caleb Downs for the Rams.
Let's go.
Let's go to 6 with the Browns. It's me and you and I on the clock, Metro. Big pick right here. Can I pitch to you what I'm thinking?
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you thinking here?
Perfect. I feel like we heavily have to lean into offense here. We could go Arville potentially, like that would be disgusting next to Garrett. Yeah. Can't even lie, but there's so many holes on this offense. It feels pretty dire need. So with that being said, wide receiver, guard, or tackle. The tackle class, maybe I feel a different kind of way. Our next pick is going to be at 24. We can get a solid tackle there, but I think we can get one of the best tackles here. And this wide receiver class has got so much depth, okay? I saw Dane's top 100 today, had about 17 wide receivers, which is like insane, but I get it, man. I get it. A ton of depth of this wide receiver class. I think we can wait right there and take one of these tackles and get a guy like Spencer Fano, but what do you think?
Yeah, you honestly can't go wrong either way. Taking Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, or Spencer Fano here. I don't love the tackle class after the top two. I think Proctor has a ton of upside, but can he keep that weight down to a comfortable level? And then with Cleveland, are they okay taking another, Alabama bigger offense tackle? I mean, we've seen J.C. Latham struggle. Evan Neal was bad. And Jedrick Wills didn't really work out. I think that was more position change, but still didn't work out much there. So I wonder if they'd be timid, waiting till 24 and then having a board of Proctor, Freeling, and Ahinachor, who I like Max, but I don't know about first round. I think you just take Spencer Fano here. They have so many needs on this offensive line, and I think they'll probably bring back one of their interior guys, probably, I would assume, like Wyatt Teller or Petonio, but their tackle room is going to be rough if they don't address it now. I would take Spencer Fano, even though I feel like there's some better receivers on the board, but I feel okay at 24 if I can take a Denzel Boston or a Casey Conception and take Fano here. So it's not a sexy pick, but I think it's a pretty realistic pick. I think offensive line will go earlier than expected because of, honestly, the lack of depth, the lack of quality high-end depth in this class.
Exactly. The question isn't, is it Fano or is it a guy like Tyson? That's not the question. The question is, do you want Fano and do you want Casey Concepcion or a Denzel Boston, or do you want Tyson and a player like, as you mentioned before, a Caleb Proctor?
Miller.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
Miller. Yeah.
What pair do you want? So I'm with you to go Fano, if that's okay.
Yeah, let's run it.
Let's do it, man. Fano goes to the Browns. 7, we have the Commanders. Reese is sliding. Don't know how much longer. It's Ray on the clock. What are you thinking?
Oh, man, we ran to the podium. Arvell Reese, turn it in. Run it in. Dan Quinn, the defense is a mess. They need linebacker and edge rusher. He can do a little bit of both. You're talking about just a physical freak. I do think he's better as an off-ball linebacker, but let him do some of that stuff. Let him drop into coverage. Let him get after the quarterback in a division that you got to deal with Dak, Jalen Hurts, Jackson Dart in New York. I think the Commanders would run to the podium for this pick, and I just want to say I love the Fanu pick at 6. I actually thought about him for the Giants at 5, but right here, I'm not going to belabor the point. I thought about playing around with Jeremiah Love. If Reese, honestly, it's Reese or Styles. I think they can go either direction here for the Commanders, but we're going to take Arvell Reese. I know Commanders fans will love that pick.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe a trade down for them, but with Reese on the board, F them picks. We're taking Arvell Reese. He is perfect for Dan Quinn. I love that pick.
100%.
Steal the draft so far. We're kind of getting our ass kicked, Metro. Back to 8, we have the Saints. What are we going to do right here, brother? You open it up.
Man. I think, Carnell Tate with Chris Olave would be dynamite.
That's nice.
Sonny Styles, especially if Demario Davis, we'll see what happens with him. They got to get younger, but, this is a pretty good football team. I feel like they're not too far away. You hit on quarterback. Now it's all about finding some, I don't want to say win now guys, but guys that can help you contribute immediately. I honestly think my lean here is Sonny Styles because I think I imagine Demario Davis is either on a different team or just outright retiring because he is 37 years old and
poor guy.
Still an unbelievable player, but only got a few more years realistically in him. Styles, to me, I go back and forth with Styles in terms of what I think his best role will be, but the upside of this guy is through the roof, and you're instantly getting one of the best tacklers in this class, one of the best athletes in that position in this class, somebody with so much range. He's sound in coverage. He's so good at not getting blocked, despite the fact that he is kind of he's a big dude. He's 240, but he's kind of a taller, more slender build rather than like a shorter, stockier guy. Mm-hmm. Sometimes those shorter, stockier guys might actually be more beneficial to them because they can just be so compact. Styles is a lot more spread out. So sometimes you'll see on some tape where, it's difficult for him to get off of these really strong, long-armed tackles and guards, but he's so good at not being in those situations that you don't see it a ton on film. So I think Sonny Styles, you put him next to Pete Werner. They did take Danny Stutzman, and they also have Jalen Ford, but I don't think either one of those guys are even close to Sonny Styles. So I would just take who potentially could be a top 5 player in this class in Sonny Styles.
GM, can I push back on you? Can I add some insight?
Yes, 100%, please.
I think with this pick, it is dire that we let everybody know we hit on that second-round quarterback in Tyler Shuck. He looked good in the back half of the year last year. In 2025, he started showing his stuff. How can we make sure that pick hits? We don't have to use a future first-round pick on a quarterback if we make that work. And I think Shuck's the answer. I'd love to secure that, not a guy like Carnell Tate, Micaiah Lemon, or even Tyson. Pick your poison. But I think if they go anywhere in those 3 wide receivers, it is going to work out in New Orleans. So I feel strongly about that personally, but if you disagree, we'll find somewhere in the middle. We'll make this work, brother. We're in a relationship. We're going to make this work.
Are you not a Devon Vele guy? You don't trust him?
If you're asking me if I like Devon Vele or Carnell Tate, it's a pretty easy landslide for me.
Fair enough. We can take Tate and maybe hypothetically
let me throw. Can I throw something out here for y'all GMs for the show?
Yes,
Any
absolutely.
Saints are, I believe Chris Olave is due a contract extension, right?
True.
This offseason.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive. And he's coming off, I believe, a career year, first year under Kellen Moore. Do you think that weighs any into their decision? I'm just curious as to y'all thoughts. I see a lot of Jeremiah Love to New Orleans. I've seen some Alvin Kamara comps. He's on the board. Just, do you think paying Chris Olave would probably be at least top 8 money as far as AAV at the receiver position is going to impact what they do with this 8th pick? And I thought they had a home run last year with Kelvin Banks around the same spot, getting Kelvin Banks, proving that offensive line. We know they need some help on the defensive side of the ball. I'm just throwing that back out there for y'all decision right here.
Yeah, of course. I got one quick thing on that. You can argue that they don't want to invest a ton of money because they're going to have to pay Olave, right? And this contract, 8 overall, is going to be expensive. Let's just call it what it is. But you could also argue you think he's getting extended by this March, or do you think it'll be next season?
He'll get extended in the offseason sometime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say you could argue if they take a guy like Carnell, you could lower that negotiation by a couple mil because you have someone for the future. I don't know. Just thought, but what do y'all think?
The Olave contract will be very fascinating to me because if he's 100% healthy, he's a top 15, top 20 wide receiver. He'll get paid handsomely. I think it's going to be a very unique type of contract because of his history with injuries and the concussions, and we know how serious that is. I wonder if maybe there would be, not to say fear, but maybe this would be a contract where it's kind of like it's a 4-year deal, but 2 years are guaranteed, and we have the chance to get off this deal after 2 years, just in case of an injury or a dip in performance. Because realistically, Chris Olave's, I hate to say it, but he's only a few more concussions away before he might consider retiring. I mean, there was some conversation about that after his last concussion, of that conversation popping up. So, it would make sense here to kind of, save your ass a little bit by getting a Carnell Tate. I'll also throw the idea at you that this receiver class is really good. There's a lot of good talent here. And I also think linebacker is really good too. Like taking a Jake Gaudet. I like Josiah Trotter a lot, especially in run defense. Like there are some, we're picking in 2 position rooms that have a lot of talent. I just think the drop off from a Sonny Styles to the next best guy is pretty significant compared to the drop off between a Carnell Tate, who I like Carnell, but I think there's other receiver options out there that are really, really good. And, if we're in round 3 and Elijah Surratt's on the board, Surratt, Chris Olave, Devon Vele, or, adding Jeremy Bernard, there's just a lot of good options in the receiving room. I feel like the linebacker to me, especially the type that Sonny Styles is in this specific draft class, I'm okay taking an off-ball linebacker here, pairing them up with Pete Werner and all those other bodies. Because you look at this defense wasn't bad last year. This is the 14th ranked. They gave up 22.5 points per game last year, which is the 14th best. I like the idea of making that defense great, right? You have this great quarterback. It's nice to have a great quarterback, but if your defense gives up 40, not much you can do there. Sonny Styles will make your defense a whole heck of a lot better. So, again, I personally would take Styles here, but if you feel strongly about Carnell, you're not going to get a ton of pushback from me.
No, I think that was a good conversation. I love your input there, Ray, on Olave's contract. That does add a dimension to this whole draft that you have to account for. So I like Sonny Styles. I'm with you, Metro. Let's bolster this defense. We can take depth later for wide receiver. We got a ton of players in this class, but there is only one Sonny Styles in this group. Inside linebacker at 6'5". Are you freaking kidding me? I'll take that all day long to the Saints. Let's take him right here and go to 9, KC. Pivotal pick with Ray, the GM.
You guys, this is so. As you guys were talking through this, I was like, maybe if they take Tate, it'll just make my decision a lot easier for Kansas City right here.
Yeah.
The pick that a lot of people peg and pair up here is obviously Jeremiah Love to Kansas City. Obviously, Jeremiah Love. I pay attention to the Chiefs fans. I listen to Chiefs Kingdom, and I have not seen one person say they don't like Jeremiah Love, but I see a lot of people say that's not what we need. We don't need running back that high. We don't need a round one running back. I don't think Jeremiah Love is just a round one running back. I mean, this guy clears just about every draft class over the last decade. He is incredible. But there's no doubt that the receiving game for Kansas City is atrocious. It is just, it is very bad. And just relying on Rashee Rice to go out there and do it. Y'all, this one is tough. I really want to go Carnell Tate for Kansas City here. I think he complements Rashee Rice. I think he complements that offense. But would I be crazy passing on Love? And I don't want to do it to be hot takey. I really want to think through this, right, and talk through it because absolutely, I know all the reasons why Love makes sense. I want to hear from y'all, Metro. Okay, just tell me, like, would the Chiefs be insane for saying we don't want Love? We want to draft the receiver. We're going to pass on the running back here.
I usually don't take Love for them. I feel like this team has they're last in salary cap in the NFL. Sure, you can restructure deals, you can open up money, but they're last. That's not a good place to be at. You didn't make the playoffs last year. You're getting older in premier positions, and you're not being able to retain guys. You're losing pieces. A running back doesn't solve all your issues. Running back is by far and away one of their biggest needs. I think they're at their best when they are heavy in the run game, heavy on play action. Pacheco, all those guys against San Francisco a few years ago. But they've gotten by without having the superstars of the world, right? I personally believe with this pick, either you trade back to accumulate more assets because they don't have a ton of picks in this class and see if you can try and really retool this roster. Maybe you could sell a team on Jeremiah Love here. Not sure you'll be able to do that, but maybe you could. I like the idea of taking defensive line here, personally. I know the class is, kind of thinned out right now.
Yep.
You also have the idea of taking Carnell Tate because, we also have Travis Kelce's retirement coming up. We don't know what's going on there. Rashee Rice, the off-the-field stuff is continuous. Xavier Worthy hasn't panned out. You're not trusting Hollywood Brown to change your offense. So you really can't go wrong no matter what you do here. I don't love the Jeremiah Love pick, though, even though I think Love is a great prospect. I just think for Kansas City, you have your Hall of Fame quarterback, you have a Hall of Fame head coach, you have a lot of things going for you. Running back, though, is a position you can go get a Breece Hall, Javonte Williams in free agency, feel great about it, and not have to think about that no more. So,
pull up the D-line. Pull up the D-line. Pull them up because let's see. What do we have on edge? And then, so we got Cassius Howell, way too high to take him.
Yep. I've done Caleb Banks here before. I think. Banks. The only thing I'll say, though, for Kansas City is you already have Chris Jones. So it's like, do you need Caleb Banks here? But I'm like, well.
Metro, I saw somebody the other day. I saw there was a big name media analyst talking about them potentially moving on from Chris Jones, and I don't know if that was just hyperbole, but that was some of the talk. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take Carnell Tate. We're going to take Carnell Tate right here. We're going receiver. I'm with you. And I need people to understand. I don't think anybody on this stream, on this video, is saying Jeremiah Love isn't worthy of a top 10 pick. I don't think anybody is saying Jeremiah Love wouldn't fit in Kansas City. But all things considered, I don't know if that's what they need right here. So we're going to go Carnell Tate, get Mahomes another weapon. Let's get a true X receiver. They've been messing around with Worthy. They've been messing around with all these other guys. Get a true guy that can play on the outside and complement Rice, and then that will probably allow Worthy to be better, right? Get him in a number 3 role, let him do some Worthy stuff, and then let these guys go be your alpha target earners. I love it.
Awesome pick right there. And just to emphasize, Chiefs are last or almost near last in cap space. You're not in the position to give a running back $31 million. That's what the 9th overall pick is worth. And, like, I don't want to call Love just a number, but we're the GMs, guys. We got to pay people. We have to make the math work. And that math does not check out when you're last in the league. So Love is an awesome player, like you said, Ray, worth a top 10 pick, but we have our hands tied here. We got to take an awesome player, twist my arm, and Carnell Tate. 10, we got the Bengals. They're on the clock. Metro, this is the pick that always gets me stirred up, man, because you're in a position to where you have to take an upside D lineman, and poor Bengals fans just went through that with a 1-sack player. And, of course, his career may change over time, but they have a little bit of PTSD. So what do you want to do here? How do we want to handle this situation?
Tell you what, this is nightmare fuel for Bengals fans. The 2 top offensive linemen are off the board. All the top tier pass rushers are off the board. We took basically everything that they would want here at 10. This is a tough spot for them to be at. I wonder if maybe they would try and trade down here, maybe to jump Miami and Dallas to get a corner. I wonder if maybe that's in play here. This is a rough spot for them to be at. If you're going to sit and pick here, I would take Mansour Delane maybe, who I think is a great player, but their corners aren't bad. Their big issues, they need safeties, linebackers, interior defensive line. You bring back Joseph Osai or Hendrickson, you feel okay about your edge rushers. Maybe you can get another one there. It's not good for them, but
I have an idea.
Do you have a trade down possibly maybe?
The only trade down I see is Dallas jumping to get a corner they want over the Dolphins if they feel strongly they're going to go at 11. But my idea for you, Metro, is for this Bengals pick, man, I want you to name your best player on the board and then sway him against need. Because you could argue they need to go Peter Woods. You could argue they need to go Caleb Banks. But what do you think the best player is on the board here? And I guarantee you the Bengals could use him, unless it's the wide receiver, of course.
Well, Dallas wouldn't make the trade. They don't have a day 2 pick. So Dallas is more in the camp of we need to trade down, which Dallas's board right now is not looking great either. Actually, no, never mind. The 2 corners are there. Man, okay. I'll throw a curveball at you, and
hit me.
We don't need to discuss this for 10 minutes, but just kind of just shut it down or say yes, you love it. This is silly. This is so stupid, I know, but I'm gonna say it. Do you think they would consider Jeremiah Love here, knowing Chase Brown is so hot and cold? And if we're to give up 50, we might as well score 51.
It would be on brand. That's all I'll say.
It would be. But it's probably no.
No, it's not going to happen.
Maybe Caleb Banks, maybe? That's kind of what
I always give them Peter. I'd be game to switch it up and go Caleb Banks.
I like Banks' upside more. I think Peter's a good football player. I think he's I think people naturally bring him down the board because of some prospect fatigue, and 25 wasn't as good as 24, but I thought it was still pretty solid. But Banks of the Senior Bowl, he turned the corner, man. He looked
good.
Like
he looked good.
Day 1 he struggled, but day 2 and 3 he was. I mean, you can make the argument he was the best player on the field. I mean, it was nasty, and they need a guy up the middle badly because they're probably moving off of B.J. Hill. They're probably moving off of T.J. Slayton. Neither one of those guys can do it anymore. They have some cap to work with. I think they should spend that interior offensive line, pass rush linebacker, especially a veteran like Alex Anzalone or something. Caleb Banks, though, man, he would be that disruptor they have not had since DJ Reader a couple years ago. So that would be what I would take here.
Metro, you know how I feel. Caleb Banks for me is like the goth chick in the corner at the bar smoking cigarettes. Dude, all the red flags are there, but I'm all in. 6'6", 330. This guy's got 35-inch arms. In 2024, when he was at his peak, I'm telling you right now, not a single guard is touching this fucking guy. I'm sorry for swearing. Caleb Banks is that dude. I see him as a top 10 player when he's at his peak in the draft, of course. And I'd be game to take him right here if you are.
Let's take it. Let's do it.
Awesome. Fire me up. Bengals get an awesome player, upside player in Caleb Banks. Let's go to 11. We got Ray with the Dolphins.
Dolphins. They released Tyreek Hill today, so wide receiver is a position of need for the Miami Dolphins. I don't know what to think about what they're going to do offensively with Bobby Slowick calling the plays. We don't know who's playing quarterback in Miami. But with the defensive-minded head coach, Hafley, coming over from Green Bay, I do think the defensive side of the ball will be a priority. They went Kenneth Grant in round 1 last year, big D tackle out of Michigan, and their secondary is just, it is rough right now in Miami. And in a division that contains one of the teams that represented the Super Bowl in the Patriots, you got to deal with Josh Allen twice a year. And now the Jets, that's a different story, but you got to deal with Allen and May, 4 times a year. You better have your defense on point. I'm going to take Mansour Delane. This has been my stance all year. If I'm going to take the first cornerback off the board, I'm just going to take the one that's not coming off of an ACL tear. We didn't see McCoy play all year.
Yeah.
I personally, I want to see him test. I want to make sure the medicals are good. It's hard for me to go a corner coming off of a debilitating seasonal injury, and then we saw nothing from him in 24. I'm going Mansour Delane out of LSU to Miami at 11.
Brutal.
Such a good pick right there, man. They're reestablishing that culture. I think Mansour's a great guy to start that with. Let's go to 12. We got the Cowboys, Metro, and Ray. This is y'all's team. So,
oh, boy.
Honestly, I'm sitting in the back seat. What do y'all want to do here? I mean, Metro, I know it's kind of your pick, but I would consult with another huge Cowboys fan.
I want y'all to make the pick because I am so jaded by Dallas that I'm going to see what y'all do. I'm going to see what y'all do right here.
This, you have to trade down if you're Dallas. Here.
Yes, I was just...
Because here's the thing. I loved Jeremiah McCoy's 24 film was unbelievable. You cannot take back-to-back corners who tore their ACL.
No.
Savon Ravel tore his ACL. He was up and down last year. Got better as the year went on, but still, you don't know what you're getting from him. Deron Bland, you just pay the guy. He's going to be on your team. He is what he is. You can pick him inside. I think if you can get Jermod later in the draft, you'd feel great about it. At 12, though, that is and I've made this pick before. I love Jermod, but if I can trade down, and I think there is a team that would trade up here, and I think that team would be Minnesota. I think Dallas, Dallas is such a clear-cut trade-down team because they don't have a day 2 pick, so it really would be very simple. It would be I wonder if maybe they would try to give them with their 3rd-round pick and not their 2nd. I don't know if Minnesota's trading 2 top 50 picks.
Well, who are they coming up to get? Are they coming up to get Love?
They're coming up to get Jeremiah Love.
Then they're going to pay. They're paying the iron price. They're paying the iron price because Dallas is just going to dangle the fact that they'll do it. They need a running back, which I don't think they would do that. I think that think about this, man. If Love is really, as people say, the top player on the board, period, right? It's Mendoza, it's Love. I mean, for him to fall here to damn near the middle of the first, somebody's going to have to pay. So I love the trade. In Minnesota, the best thing you could do for your young quarterback is get a talented rusher and take some pressure off of JJ.
Or trade for Joe Burrow.
That too. But
one of these things can happen. One of them can't.
That too.
One of them can't. Yeah, I say we run the trade in because it checks a lot of boxes for both these teams. Minnesota does not have a ton of needs. The safety class is deep. They can get a safety in round 3 and feel great about it. Their running back room was mediocre last year. They can use a difference maker like Jeremiah Love behind that offensive line. It'd be perfect for him. Dallas gets an additional 2nd-round pick, and they get out of this spot where they have to reach on a player. So it just checks a lot of boxes for me. So I would run this trade in.
Cool. You like this offer I have right here?
Yeah, it's the 1st and a 2nd for the Cowboys first.
And I gave the 150 away for the Cowboys.
Sure. Why not?
See if they take it. They take it, baby. Who doesn't want Jeremiah Love? Like y'all said, the all-star running back, Love from Notre Dame. He looked exceptional this year. He hit the B button about 18 times and was breaking ankles nonstop. The best thing about Love is he's a modern running back. He can catch, he can run, he's elusive. He's got top-end speed and also is built to go the distance. He can be a true bell cow in an age where that's kind of running out in the NFL. So Jeremiah Love going off the board to the Minnesota Vikings. And McCarthy, very happy. 13, we got the Giants, who traded back all the way from 5 with the Rams. And, man, if I have to say so, they cooked. Mr. GM Ray, you might have been the winner of the draft so far. Again, what would you like to do here?
I mean, the Giants are in good shape right here. If you wanted to go receiver, right, if that's a lot of the thought, you got arguably some people have these guys as 1 and 2, right? Tyson and Lemon, depending on who you are, they're probably the top 3, top 4 receivers in the class. But go to the O-line. Go to tackle. Go to tackle for the Giants. Let's really, man, Lomu's right there. Andrew Thomas, when he's on the field, he's one of the best left tackles in the league. Caleb Lomu played left tackle more than Spencer, who played on the right side at Utah. I mean, could they solidify the right side? Let me ask you this. Is solidifying the line more important or impactful for the development of their young quarterback? Or is that going to get a playmaking wide receiver to pair up with Malik Neighbors, or depending on what happens with Wan'Dale Robinson? But what are y'all's thoughts? If the draft board fell this way for the Giants, is it do they have anything else? Where's their next pick at? Where's New York's
29.
next pick?
They traded with the Rams.
You know what? You know what? I'm not even gonna take y'all's advice right here. There'll be somebody on the line that will like it 29. And the way that I say this is, I would rather the receivers in this range and then the tackles later versus taking a tackle here and then trying to mess around with the receivers down there. Mm-hmm. So right here for the Giants, I'm going to take Mekhi Lemon. Mekhi Lemon. Wan'Dale Robinson got paid too much money. He's gone. We got Neighbors who can play all over the place. Lemon, he played slot, and that's fine. It's okay. Put him in there. Put him out there on the field with Malik Neighbors, with Jackson Dart. Mekhi Lemon, you are a Giant. And for those of y'all who may not, and listen, Metro, Kate, I don't know how old y'all are. Old GQ's pushing 40. I remember the last time the Giants had a slot-ish wide receiver from USC, Steve Smith, and I'm not talking about the one that was in Carolina. I'm talking about a 1,000-yard receiver. He made a Pro Bowl in New York. He's a better player than Steve Smith, but I like this fit in New York with the Giants and Jackson Dart right here.
Hell of a comp, and couldn't agree more. This is a fun mock so far and an awesome winning spot for Mekhi Lemon. So I like you weighing the tackles here and the wide receivers. We can get that shit at 29, so I love the pick right there. Metro, any thoughts before we go to our pick?
No, the Giants fans should be very happy right now. You could make the argument Mekhi Lemon could be the pick at 5. So you get him at 13, and you pick up a second first-rounder. You're looking pretty sharp right now.
Let's go. 14, we got the Baltimore Ravens. Metro, I'm itching to take Tyson. You know that. So you're either going to talk me off the cliff with a really good idea, or I'm just going to auto-select him.
Yeah, the board did not fall like how you'd want it in this spot. There's not an interior offensive lineman here besides maybe you take Vega Ione, maybe. But Jordan Tyson is, if he's 100% healthy, to me, he's a top 5 player in this class. He'd be my wide receiver 1, but you have to throw in the caveat that there is an injury risk there with him. The Ravens would be in a spot, though, where, man, I wonder if they would just take the best defensive lineman and just say we've gotten by with Zay Flowers and throw whoever else out there. We're fine offensively, especially given Jesse Minter's in the building. I wonder if maybe he would prioritize something off the edge because Mike Green did not get the job done. I don't know really if there's like you taking Akeem Mesidor here. I'm not taking Cassius Howell here. I'll tell you that.
I'm with you. I do agree that Minter's probably going to go D-line here, so I'll lean there. And also, there's a realistic chance that Tyson slides on draft day. Do we want to simulate that a little bit and go with something that the head coach will probably take and just see what happens?
Well, I mean, we are the GM, so I mean, I don't care. I don't care what Jesse
Minter, so I'm with you. I'm kind of aligned that it's going to be a D lineman.
Let me see the board for the D line real quick.
You got it, brother.
Because you're not taking Cassius Howell here because you're gonna let Mike Green figure it out. Oof. You think they would consider TJ Parker here, maybe?
I think so.
Different
They
style.
get a hell of a Senior Bowl, man. We had a lot of questions coming out of 2025, but he reminded everybody who the hell he is. Explosive, great as a pass rusher, stout as a run defender. He showed all the upside we saw in 2024. So if you want to go with TJ, I get it.
Well, they're going to go with a Minter style, much more of a 4-3, and I think he fits much better in that with his hand in the dirt. You look at who the Chargers have been running out there with, Khalil Mack and Adafe Owe this year, Tuli Tuipulotu. Parker kind of fits the mold, I feel like, of what he might be looking for.
I'm with you.
But
Absolutely.
Jordan Tyson's so good, though. I don't know. It feels like maybe we're reaching a little bit on Parker, and we should just stop overthinking it so much and just take Tyson. But I'll let you pick this one. Since I've made a lot of picks in this one, I'll let you pick between who you're going for.
Brother, if you're letting me pick, I'm running in probably, if you just turn on the tape and don't tell me any names, number 0 is my favorite player when it comes to this draft. And I mean that. That's really rich. I know Love's in the building, but Tyson is special, man. The ability to be acrobatic in the air, the shiftiness in his routes, he moves different. He's a different cat, and I love what you can get in this guy at 14. I don't think this just falls that often. I'm going to take him right here to the Baltimore Ravens. And 15, we got the Bucks. Just a reminder, gentlemen, we're at 46 minutes. We got half the draft to go, so let's have some good pace going forward.
Most definitely here with Tampa Bay. I'm looking at their depth chart right now because I was thinking about attacking defensive line, but now I think Jermon McCoy comes off the board. They need defensive back help in Tampa Bay. I'm looking at their depth chart right now. Jacob Parrish, Josh Hayes. They could stand to, that's their nickel corner. Zion McCullum at the right side. Ben Morrison last year. Antoine Winfield is the stable guy in the secondary. So right here, they take a swing, Jermon McCoy, and I can absolutely see Todd Bowles making this type of pick right here. He's pretty much on his last leg in Tampa Bay. So go defense and try to shore up that secondary.
Oh, it's a great pick right there. 16, we got the Jets. This is from Indy's pick, of course. Ooh, Metro. Last time we took Ruben Bain Jr. at number 2. We kept it pretty safe with the high floor player. What do we want to do right here?
Boy, usually somebody falls to you here, but I feel like we didn't luck out with this pick a ton. Maybe scroll back up. I think would you consider Peter Woods here? Maybe.
I think you talk about doubling down. Let's just build a culture here and make this D-line one of the most feared D-lines in the NFL. Peter Woods or Ruben Bain would be an instant overnight impact for this team. They don't want to face you on first down because they know they're holding the line of scrimmage. I'm game to go Peter Woods. Yeah,
because I'm not really scroll down a little bit. I'm not seeing anybody who's screaming out to me oh, this is the pick here.
I'm with you. I'm aligned.
And
I think
do
Lee
feel
Hunter's really good, but the upside you get in Peter is just a little bit nicer.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not taking Peter, Caden McDonald will be the next interior piece. He's just an absolute unit. I would go Peter Woods here, or Ty Simpson maybe. Would you consider him here?
Love me some Ty. I'd rather go Peter. I feel like Jets are in a unique position where they have time. Almost every team in the NFL is on a fire basis year after year. They got a lot of picks in 27. I feel like they're going to wait for that class.
The Jets might have time. Aaron Glenn does not have that.
See, that's different. That's different. I think the GM's going to be okay, but I think Glenn can potentially find his way out the door.
If I'm Aaron Glenn, I'm pitching Ty Simpson every single day right here. But we're the GMs. We don't care a ton about Aaron Glenn's security. Although I think Aaron Glenn should be given the full year. I think I think getting rid of him midseason would be a mistake. Although he didn't do a great job last year, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's go Peter Woods here. Make that D-line nasty.
Let's go. Bain and Peter Woods to the Jets. Hell of a D-line draft. 17, we got the Detroit Lions. Ray, this is my team, so I'm curious what you're going to do here. I want to observe and watch the master cook.
I have done a lot of these mocks, and the common positions for the Lions I hear, defensive back help, somebody opposite Aiden Hutchinson. We got to improve the offensive line. Those are the 3 positions that am I in the right realm of positions of need for the line?
Correct.
And let me just ask you, what is your number 1 need? Is it getting Hutch some help? Is it protecting Goff and solidifying the offensive front, or is it the secondary?
This team at its best is when the O-line is dominant. Truthfully, I want them to sign a center this offseason. We're not taking a center in the first round here, but I think there's hella good guards, and also Caleb Lomu could be our potential long-term left tackle. But also, we've never had an opposite from Hutchinson where that pass rush is one of the meanest in the leagues. You know, on third down, they're going to chip Hutch and also double team him. So it's truly open to you. I didn't really help you right there, but I think it's interior O-line, or you strip left tackle and Lomu, or personally, you just make that D-line one of your strengths of your team.
Man,
Didn't help you. Sorry.
man. You did not help at all. I love Vega Ione in the middle. Like he is the epitome of a guard. Just the epitome of a guard. But for the sake of the mock and what I want you guys to discuss with one of your next two picks, I'm going to avoid the offensive line. We're going to go edge rusher for the Lions. We're just going to say if Hutch is going to command double and triple teams, then we need to get somebody to go after the quarterback, right? TJ Parker's on the board. Cassius Howell, a little undersized. And then you got Akeem Mesidor right there. You've got Mesidor sitting right there. He's old as hell, but he's ready to roll. Like he is ready to roll out the box. I'm not. If I'm the Lions, I'm not operating under like a 4-year window. Jared Goff is we need to go get it right now. And this division is a mess with Caleb Williams. And that's what I'm thinking about. We got to deal with Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, the Minnesota Vikings who just got Jeremiah Love. We need edge, and I need somebody right now. So I'm going to go off the grid a little lower than what PFF has. But I've watched every rep from him and his running mate, Ruben Bain. I think Mesidor is coming in right away and out the gate. He's somebody that you can put opposite of Aiden Hutchinson, and he will be able to go after the quarterback. He's got a relentless motor. I know he's older. I don't care, man. Like, just go do what you need to do for the next couple of years. Anything on top of that is gravy. I'm taking Akeem Mesidor for the Lions right here at 17.
Ray, I actually have Mesidor as my edge too because I'm a sicko, man. I love this player. Like you said, we've already paid our guys. They're all on 4-year, 5-year contracts. Realistically, we can't afford to pay Mesidor. So why would even pretend like we're going to get to the second contract? Let's just get him for an awesome 4 years in the building. Mesidor to the Lions. Fire me the hell up. Love that pick. 18, we got the Cowboys. Cowboys traded back, and now they're taking their first player off the board. Metro, I need you to cook here, man. What are we thinking?
This is I still don't love the board. Like I'm not a Cassius Howell person. I'm just really not, and I hate to be that. I hate pushing him. I hate pushing him down the board every single mock draft, but I'm just not a Cassius Howell guy.
TJ?
Look, here's the thing. Well, he's in the conversation. I think defensive line-wise, if you bring back Clowney, I think Ezeraku has like really high upside. I don't want to say superstar potential, but star potential. You already have Quinn Williams. You need pieces there, but I think there's more pressing needs in the secondary and linebacker specifically too. We do now have that additional second-round pick, which makes this pick a little bit easier for me. I will tell you right now, the number one name that's just like whispering in my ear is Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
Ooh wee.
Because I think he is the, I don't want to comp him to Nicky Monwari or Kyle Hamilton, but that sort of style of play, what those guys do, Dallas doesn't have that. And they haven't had it since, what was that dude's name? The long safety plays so much by the line of scrimmage with Dan Quinn.
You're not talking about, dude, I'm way back. You're not talking about who I'm talking about.
No. I'm talking, he was with Dan Quinn. He played really close to the line of scrimmage. He was a good football player. He was only good in Dallas. He was just kind of mediocre. Yes, Curse.
J-Ron Curse? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, because here's the thing, Christian Parker's a secondary guy, right? Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Reed Blankenship. Reed, if you want to come down to Dallas, that'd be kind of sweet. Sidney Brown, they when he came to the building, all of a sudden they started bringing all these guys in. Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell in one draft. I think Dallas would be kind of in a similar mode here, and, man, I think Emmanuel McNeil-Warren would be a really good player for them. I'd also think about Avion Terrell. I know he's a bit undersized. You can play him in the slot. You can play him on the outside. He's so physical, but he's also you have to always concern yourself about the size element, and you already have a lighter Bland. Savon Ravel, he's 6'1", so he's got a little bit of size to him. Bland is just not a good tackler, and I worry about the combination of Terrell and Bland a little bit. But at the same time, the corner class is not a big corner class. You're getting a lot of 6-foot guys this class. I mean, it doesn't get till, a couple, like Devin Moore in round 3 is like 6'2". He's one of your bigger corners in this class. So I don't know. I think for this pick, I mean, we're basically drafting back-to-back, just Carolina
That's
in the
right.
middle. I think I would just take Avion Terrell. I know C.J. Allen would be in the mix here, but I think Dallas might address linebacker in free agency or just wait till round 2. So we'll take Terrell here. I don't love the size element of him, but, it's just one of those things where you kind of just take what the board gave you. So we'll take Terrell, and then we'll conversate on Warren or a linebacker at 20.
Perfect. 19, we got the Carolina Panthers. Ray, floor is yours.
19, we're going edge for Carolina. We've got to get after the quarterback. I do think, and I have not seen any injury update on their starting left tackle, Ike Ekwonu, but I believe he suffered a very bad injury in the playoffs and potentially going to miss some time this year. So that definitely opens up a need for Carolina. But we saw them fill 2 offensive line needs 2 off seasons ago through free agency with Hunt and the other guy. I think it was Damian Lewis as their other guard. Mm-hmm. So I'll just trust that they do that again. They've got to address defense. T.J. Parker would be the pick right here for Carolina at 19.
So Ekwonu had a ruptured patellar tendon like that. He's going to be out for, it sounds like, 6 months at best, more than likely 9 to a year. So, yeah, he's going to be out for a while.
Yeah. Yep.
But they do have Yash Nijman, who is a free agent, but he's a serviceable swing tackle.
Hell of a pick. T.J. Parker, we're kind of on a Clemson run. Peter Woods, Terrell, Parker, very nice. We're going to 20 back for the Cowboys. They got Avion Terrell 2 picks ahead. Now, Metro, do we want to get spicy? Do we want to take the safety out of Toledo? We know Toledo DBs typically turn out pretty good, so if you want to go this direction in a lengthy, playmaking, physical safety in Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, we could punch this pick in right now.
Yeah, I think I would take McNeil-Warren and then plan for a Jake Gallday in round 2 if he's still available. That would be really nice, him and DeMarvion. I love the idea of, okay, you get this lighter corner in Avion Terrell. You already have a lighter corner in Deron Bland. Let's get physical now. Let's get a 6'2", lengthy, good run defender, athletic player that can get the ball, be a playmaker, jam these receivers at the line of scrimmage. I think that is what you're kind of getting here with Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. 2 different body types, but 2 players that fix a massive need for Dallas because Dallas was putrid in the safety room last year. Malik Hooker probably going to be back. Donovan Wilson's probably gone. Too many times where Donovan Wilson was playing deep and got burnt. McNeil-Warren, play him close to the line of scrimmage, let him be the Cooper DeJean, the Kyle Hamilton, the Nicky Monwari for the Dallas Cowboys.
Fire me up. We're building a secondary here in Dallas. They go Emmanuel McNeil-Warren at 20. 21, we got the Steelers with Ray.
Here's the thing. I'm laughing because the names that I keep seeing that I feel it in my bones and my spirit. It'd be damn Keldrick Falk for Dallas. They take Keldrick Falk.
Oh, I hate that pick.
I didn't say I agree, Metro, but I'm just like, I guarantee he's 6'6", 290. I'm just like, that'd be a Dallas pick. And they'd probably take a damn offensive lineman. Lomu's still on the board. Yeah. Terrence Steele, I could just see it clear as day that would be, or Caden Proctor. Like, it just feels like that's what Dallas would do. But here we are, 21 for Pittsburgh. Mike McCarthy's in the building. They're saying Aaron Rodgers is going to come back.
Yikes.
Interesting.
That is, or at least I saw the rumor that there is some mutual interest between those two. And I'll just tell you right now, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire. I think they're going to try to run it back with him for one more year. And what was the thing that just plagued Pittsburgh this year? Pass catchers and pass protection. Pass catchers and pass protection. I'm trying to think, who do they have on the left side? Is it Broderick Jones right now as their starting left tackle?
Yeah. He's very inconsistent, though.
Is it Lomu? I don't know if it's. I feel like this would be an offensive line pick. I know the common names are Casey Concepcion, and I don't think Denzel Boston. They're just redundant assets with him and DK Metcalf on the other side. I'm going to go O-line for Pittsburgh right here. I'm going to do the unsexy thing, go to the tackle spot. Give me Caleb Lomu for Pittsburgh. They need a tackle. It's a position of need. It's not sexy. It's McCarthy. You got to protect your old quarterback. The only damn thing the offense had really going for them was they could run the ball, so let's try to lean into that a little bit more. I don't really know. I think O-line. The more I go through this, I'm just like, get there. They couldn't block. They couldn't pass protect. They got no damn quarterback. So fix the offensive line. They've spent a lot in their offensive line. They took what's his name from Washington a couple of years ago, Roderick Jones, Fatanu. Yes. I know they've spent a lot there. They just go right back to it. Mike McCarthy and the Steelers go O-line at 21.
Yeah, and if it's Will Howard or Aaron Rodgers, you got to keep those guys upright. Neither one of those are athletic freaks. So I don't hate that pick at all. I like it.
That's unique, and it's new. I'm a big fan. Good move right there, Ray. Let's go to 22. We got the Chargers on the clock. Metro Chargers, interior O-line is the name of the game, and I'm not even going to try to go around it. If I'm going to peek at the edge room, you could argue a Keldrick, you could argue a Cassius, maybe even that's really it for me. So with that being said, our most dire need, Pregnon or Ione, pick your poison, man. What are you feeling? We got to address it now.
I would take Vega here. The only other thing is, maybe you'd consider is Caden McDonald still on the board?
He is.
I know Christian Miller is. So, yeah, you could think about that as well. Just get bigger, nastier up the middle. But you got to protect Justin Herbert. You got your two tackles coming back. Mekhi Becton was a flop this year. The rest of your interior was just bad. Get a cheap contract guy like Vega Ione. Go after Tyler Linderbaum. Figure out that right guard or left guard position or wherever you want to put Vega at. I just think it's the most chalk pick. If he's on the board when the Chargers pick is up, I'm taking it 9 times out of 10.
Run it in. Hampton, man, he's about to have a hell of a year. 23, we got the Eagles on the clock. Ray, floor is yours.
I'm going offensive line. I'm going SEC. I'm going tackle, and I'm going Monroe Freeling out of Georgia. Just wait until the NFL Combine. You're talking about 6'7", 315 pounds. He is put together, and he can move. SEC offensive tackle. I'm watching the Eagles. 68, Jordan Mailata was getting his ass kicked quite a bit. Lane Johnson, there are rumors that he's going to retire. He was in and out of the lineup. I understand that the Eagles need a lot. There's this and that. You've got to be able to run the football, protect your trenches. I'm going to go Monroe Freeling out of Georgia. I think he and Blake Miller are going to be big risers once we roll out of Indy in the Combine.
Eagles without an O-line would be a completely different team. So love the pick right there, an absolute need. 24, we got the Cleveland Browns. We previously took Spencer Fano, and this is the conversation. Do we want to take a wide receiver at 6 and see who's left at 24 for O-line, or do we want to wait on wide receiver and take that tackle at 6? So here we stand. Our options are the following. We got Boston, Concepcion. You can even go Omar Cooper if you feel some type of way. Metro, do you like one of these wide receivers, or do you want to double dip and get another guard or tackle?
You're not going to be hard-pressed to go offensive line again here. They got to get multiple guys here. But we need to get a difference maker in the receiving room. Jerry Jeudy just did not cut it out this year. Isaiah Bond is really more of a deep threat. You need a guy that can consistently get open. I think that's Casey Concepcion personally. I think Denzel has a high ceiling as a boundary receiver, but his issue is he just struggles to get open consistently. I trust that Casey can stay consistent. His issue, got to clean up the drops. If he can clean that up, he's got a lot of explosive qualities. And look, I think with Todd Monken now as the head coach, he's going to want to find ways to get guys out and open in space, see if they can burn by some guys, and that's going to be KC much more than Denzel Boston.
Something to note, if I'm going to put my chip on a player to break out, man, I think Casey Concepcion, when you have over 800 yards as a freshman, that should be noted at NC State. This guy's been balling for a long time in college, and he just makes plays like you mentioned. That's what we need in Cleveland. Let's send them here to the Browns. 25, we got the Chicago Bears. Ray, take it away.
Caden McDonald in Chicago. This has been a pick that I've made quite a bit. Go to the safety board real quick for me. So we got Thieneman right there. Feels a little too early for him. Feels a little too early. Caden McDonald. Let's go D-tackle. Let's go interior D-tackle. Let's put him next to Grady Jarrett. You've got Sweat there. You got Grady Jarrett. Dexter Sr., I don't know if he's under contract. The reason why I was thinking about safety is I believe Byard is a free agent. C.J. Gardner-Johnson will be gone. Brisker, I believe he's due a contract. So, their safety position is hurting right now. But I think it's a little too early to reach for Thieneman. He'll probably be there somewhere in round 2. And even if not, I like the safety class. Genesis Smith, A.J. Holsey, Kamari Ramsey. It's solid, so there's no need to reach. This player right here, number 98 from Ohio State, I know the counting stats don't look, he's not Ndamukong Suh here. We're not talking about that. But this is a quality player that you put him next to some really good players on that defensive line. You probably get the best out of him. We saw Ben Johnson really invest in the offense last year early. It's time to fix the defense, right? Offense will be all right. We got to make sure the defense can hold up so we can win some of those games late. Caden McDonald to Chicago here.
Hell of a pick. If you look at the Seahawks and what they've done, they do a lot of things well, but their best ability is they can stop the run with 2 high safeties. They can play limited up front and still kick ass with a 4-man front. So love that pick right there in Caden McDonald. Let's stop the run for this team. 26, we have the Buffalo Bills. Metro. This is a pick Bills fans are clamoring for wide receiver. But there's some pretty solid talent on the board aside from that. Do we feel a kind of certain way about C.J. Allen or even a Keldrick Falk? It's a hell of a talent falling to 26.
Yeah, I love Christian Miller. I would love C.J. Allen. Look, you can't talk me into Keldrick Falk in the first round. As a GM,
what? Wow,
I'm staying away with him. I'll let somebody else take that guy. That's what would be my mindset with Keldrick Falk. He is just a complete nothing burger as a pass rusher right now. And a run defender, he's damn good. He's got all the tools and assets, but he can't put a combination of pass rush moves together. And Buffalo needs a difference maker. They don't need a body in the D-line. They need a difference maker. Fair. You can interest me in Cassius Howell. I just think he's going to have a hard time setting the edge against the run. He's going to have a hard time handling doubles. There's just too many times where you see him go up against a good offensive line and, like Trevor Gooseby, and he is just shut out through the entire game. That arm length really shows that time with him. The Denzel Boston pick to me is it would mean they don't trust Keon Coleman no more. Mm-hmm. And with all the comments from the ownership and all that stuff that went on, take Denzel Boston here. Maybe trade Keon Coleman, see what you can get for him. It's unfortunate, but Denzel Boston can do what they were hoping Keon Coleman can do. So I would pitch Denzel and then draft a linebacker.
Can I trade up? Can my Niners trade up? Can San Francisco trade up a spot?
Come on.
What would they want?
Buffalo did this before, where I think they moved them in Kansas City. They moved a few spots for Worthy. I think this is where San Francisco, they want Boston. They have nobody in the receiving game. I think he fits the Shanahan kind of play style, downfield stuff. Brock Purdy, a lot of play action, getting the ball downfield. I don't know what they would have to do to move up. I don't think it would have to be a ton, but they've got to kick back something extra to move up a spot right here. If I want to move up, unless you're like, hell no, we're taking Boston. If you're like, we're taking Boston, that's what San Francisco wants to do right here.
If I'm San Francisco, I'd want to trade up. I think if you're Buffalo, it's like, are you okay not getting Boston and going with, an offensive line or defensive lineman here and kicking receiver down the board and maybe picking up an additional third or something for moving back one spot? I just feel like Keon has been such a flop for them. And
I agree.
I hate to pile it on him, but taking Denzel here would make a lot of sense for them. So
he's gone, man. Make the pick. Make the Boston pick. I think when the owner when they say that stuff about him, I don't know how he bounces back, honestly. I don't know how you put that back in the bottle.
Cool. Let's go Boston. I do have to agree, man. The owners, I'm just a guy with a microphone. You can't say that about your young player, man. You just can't do that. It takes his confidence away. It's bad for the building. But like you mentioned, they've been sniped before in the first round on a wide receiver. They got PTSD. It's not going to happen again. They're going to take Denzel Boston here. I love the offer, though, Ray. Now you're on the clock at 27. Are you still going to go wide receiver?
No.
You think it's somewhere else?
No. Put the receivers up real quick.
Absolutely.
Put them up. Put him up on the board real quick.
Chris
No.
Bell would be nasty on this if he was healthy.
If Chris Bell was healthy, I had him pegged as a first rounder back in November if he were healthy. Right here, this is something that I've talked to a lot of Niners fans, and I just think it's something they're going to have to address pretty soon, is finding the future replacement for Trent Williams. That offense without him is an absolute mess. 6'6", 350 pounds of athleticism. If he can't figure it out behind and next to Trent Williams for a couple of years, then you know what? We went down swinging. We're picking here at 27. I'm not taking Kenyon Sadiq. Go re-sign Jake Tonjes for a couple of dollars, right? Bring him back. Let Kittle come back. They've got to address the offensive line. I'm taking Caden Proctor right here. We're swinging, and we're swinging big. Let's get another offensive lineman. We got to protect Brock. We got to open running lanes for Christian McCaffrey. Don't like the receivers right here at the spot. Give me Caden Proctor.
Yeah, man. If he's going to work, I love what you say. He's going to go to San Fran and figure it out there. Let's go to 28. We got the Texans. Metro, I feel pretty Pregnon-like here at 28, but what do you feel?
Man, do you think about maybe Christian Miller here? I know it's going back defense, but like they could use a difference maker in the interior, and I just don't love the offensive line board here. We'll probably end up taking the offensive lineman here, but I at least want to throw the idea of pitching one of these interior guys because they could use, they're not bad in that room necessarily, but they could use difference maker for sure.
We pick at 28 and 38 for the Texans. On the interior D line board, this is what's there. We have Lee Hunter, Kristen Miller, Corleone, Dominique Orange, Dale Jackson Jr. That's what we're looking at right there. And then we go to interior O-line. We got Pregnon, Lou, Hecht, Slaughter, and then Chase out of A&M. Do we feel better about one of these guys and one of the others in either position? But what do you think? Like, we got to play the pick two.
I'll tell you, if I'm taking an offensive lineman here, I'm taking Ahina Chor out of Arizona State. That's what I'm taking. I like Blake Miller. I think he's damn solid. He might be a bit of a safer pick than Max, but if you're Houston, you already have Ursary on the left side. You could potentially kick him at guard. I know that was the conversation in last year's class. I think you're fine there. You don't want to kick Titus Howard back to tackle. He's better as a guard. Max just kind of plug and play starts at your right tackle position. You bring back Ed Ingram. You have multiple day 2 picks. I feel like you can get a really solid interior offensive lineman on day 2, more so than getting this, what I think is a big time swing here on Max. Max, I think, is either going to be solid or one of the best offensive linemen in this class. I think Blake Miller is what he is. I don't think he has a ton of ceiling. I think Max's ceiling is very high. I think his floor is, he'll be a good football player. So, me personally, I would go with Max here.
Honestly, you've sold me. And just to add some context, Max was a basketball player for a long time, and his coach said, hey, man, you're 6'6", 300 pounds. You could be an awesome tackle. And he just learned how to play this, essentially, throughout college. The upside's there. He's still learning how to play the game, and he had a hell of a Senior Bowl and really earned that first-round talk. So, if you want to go there, I'm game.
He was the best offensive lineman there. He was
Good
stout
pick.
the entire way. So,
pick.
I would go Max.
Good stuff. 29, we got the Giants. Previously, they took Mekhi Lemon, 13, after trading down from 5 with the Rams. Woo! You're cooking, Ray. What do you want?
They kind of got wrecked right here with the 2 tackles coming off the board. I really wanted Max to fall to the Giants right there. I would have taken Proctor anyway. They swung and missed with Evan Neal out of Alabama, so I wouldn't have done it again. Their right side of their offensive line is not good. Illuminor and then Greg Van Roten or whatever his name is. He's 36 years old. They have to address their offensive front. I'm going Chase Pasantis out of Texas A&M. They've probably seen him quite a bit, being right up the road from him. I really like him. I'm not going to compare him to Gray Zabel, but I think this is the type of player that 6'5", you see it right there, 300 plus pounds. You get him on that right side next to John Michael Schmitz. They still got to figure out right tackle. Maybe they do that through free agency. But right here, I'm going Chase Pasantis, who is getting some steam of late on the interior. He goes to the Giants right here at 29.
That's a fun pick. I haven't seen his film yet, so I'm looking forward to it. Metro, have you seen
Good
his stuff?
player. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's a good player. He could benefit from it's tough to say it when you're 300 pounds. I wish he'd play a little stronger, but
Yeah.
his feet are sound. He's a really good athlete, and he just got the job done. All of those A&M guys, they got the job done this year. And Basantes is somebody who I think his range starts to open up back of round 1. I like him as like a middle to early day 2 pick. But, when you get past the top 20 players, it's kind of just like everyone's kind of in the same tier. So take positions of need, and I think they need to make that offensive line good. I mean, they have some guys working, but Basantes is a plug-and-play starter, in my opinion, so I like that one. We haven't done that one, so I really like that.
That's fun. 30, we got the Broncos. Woo-wee, Metro.
This is easy for me.
All right, Cook, man. I love to hear that. What do you want, Jim?
It's Kenyon Sadiq.
Okay,
if Sadiq is there,
Okay.
you look at what Sean Payton had with Juwan Johnson, big, athletic. Sadiq is, big, athletic. He's got a lot of stuff to work on, but I think if there's somebody who can get him to be a smarter, more nuanced route runner, clean up some of the drops, Sean Payton could get that out of him for sure. So they tried it with Evan Ingram. It didn't really pan out for me. So I think you just take the talent here. They got to get better offensively.
Similar to having the best landing spot for Caden Proctor with the Niners and Trent Williams, same thing here for Sadiq going to Sean Payton and the Broncos. 31, the Patriots are on the clock. Take it away, Ray.
Listen, I too am not a Keldrick Falk fan. He feels like somebody that Mike Vrabel, if he could figure it out. I do not believe he is a traditional. He doesn't have the type of bend off the edge. He's not that kind of guy. Can Vrabel get some Richard Seymour out of him later? And for those of y'all don't remember Richard Seymour, I mean, he was a bigger outside linebacker, edge kind of guy. You're talking 6'6", 280, 90 pounds. Here's the thing. It's either Keldrick Falk, this is my last pick, or we know they need receiver help. Diggs is probably gone. We saw the limitations of Kayshon Boutte in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Pop Douglas, and I don't think Kyle Williams is going to be a full-time player. I know fantasy football world loves it, but if he were one of the best, he'd have been out there. There's going to be a receiver that we're not talking about that goes round 1. It happens every year. Most draft analysts have 5, 6, 7 receivers potentially inside the first round. Not my cup of tea, but if there were going to be one, you're going to have to scroll down a little bit. You're going to have to scroll down. There he is right there. There he is right there. Nope. Down. Up. Chris Brazzell. It's not my cup of tea.
I get it.
But we're going to do it. Give Drake May, Chris Brazzell out. I have not mocked this one time. It's either been O-line, edge rusher. They need a receiver. They need a big play threat. I'm not the biggest fan of Brazzell. I don't think he's a bum. I don't think he's as great as, I don't have him at wide receiver 4 and 3 like some people. I think he's fine. But if there's going to be another one, I bet you it's Chris Brazzell. So right here for New England, the Patriots take Chris Brazzell II out of Tennessee.
Let's go. That shit's too fire. This should be pay-per-view. Ray, you're too good at your job, man. Let's go to 32. We got the Seattle Seahawks. Let's cap this one off right, Metro. Honestly, man, give me your pitch, and we'll go from there.
Well, not a ton of needs with this team. Let's just be honest. The offensive line board has been flooded at this point. Not really too many options there. Maybe a corner. Josh Jobe, Malik Woolen, both free agents. Very good chance at least one of them leaves. Maybe both. So maybe you'd consider that here. If I'm picking one, I'm going Keith Abney here. I just think he is very technically sound. You could also just go with Cassius Howell and say, we think we can get another dude who can get you 5+ sacks, which is a pretty easy sell for them. So I lean Keith Abney here, but with Cassius Howell being here, I just want to keep kicking ass on that defensive line. They have the money to bring back whoever they want to bring back, so I don't know. I'll let you pick, Katie. You going Cassius, you going Keith Abney here. Those would be my picks.
The carrot on the stick with Howell is very enticing, but this defense doesn't go like it's supposed to if we can't cover guys on the outside. So I also like Keith Abney II. He's a younger player. He's going to be just about 21 when he's drafted. Like you mentioned, Metro, This guy is sticky in coverage. Also feels like he's 2 steps ahead of every play, calling out plays as it's live on the field, yelling at his secondary members. That's what I like in my secondary. Leadership, knowing what the hell is going on, and also being an excellent athlete never hurt. Keith Adney the second. Let's take him here to the Seahawks. Just feels like one of their players. Woo-wee, fellas. We had one hell of a draft. Let me review real quick. We'll run through this, and we'll do a little bit of final thoughts. Here we go. 1, Fernando goes off the board. Jets go Ruben Bain Jr. at number 2. 3, the Cardinals get Francis Mauigoa. 4, Titans go David Bailey. 5, the Rams trade up to 5 from 13 and get Caleb Downs. 6, the Browns go Spencer Fano. 7, the Commanders go Arvell Reese. 8, the Saints go Sonny Styles. 9, Casey gets Carnell Tate. Hell of a pick right there. 10, Bengals get Caleb Banks. 11, the Dolphins go Mansour Lane. 12, the Vikings trade up about 6 spots to get Jeremiah Love. J.J. McCarthy, 9's going to be just fine. 13, we got the Giants taking Mekhi Lemon after trading back. They're winning the draft so far. 14, we got the Baltimore Ravens taking Jordan Tyson. Potentially to steal the draft if he's healthy. 15, Bucks go Jerron McCoy. 16, Jets get Peter Woods. 17, the Lions go Akeem Mesidor. 18, the Cowboys go Avion Terrell. 19, the Panthers go TJ Parker. 20, Cowboys double down on secondary and get Emmanuel McNeil Warren, the safety out of Toledo. 21, the Steelers go Caleb Lomu. 22, the Chargers go Ione out of Penn State. 23, the Eagles go Monroe Freely, the tackle. 24, the Browns get Casey Concepcion. 25, the Bears go Caden McDonald. 26, the Bills go Denzel Boston. 27, the Niners get Caden Proctor to learn behind Trent Williams. 28, we got the Texans going Max Ianacor. 29, the Giants get Chase Bostancis. Have not seen his film before, but he's supposed to be a great guard. 30, we got Denver going Kenyon Sadiq. 31, Patriots, Chris Brazzell, another wide receiver. And 32, Keith Adney, the second cornerback out of Arizona State. Folks, this has been so much fun. Ray, a huge thank you to you and your time. It has been so much fun having you on, man. If you guys aren't familiar with Ray and you're from our side of the channel, man, go check his stuff out. He is some of the best in the business when it comes to draft content and also fantasy as well. Fantastic stuff over there on his channel. Thank you so much. Any final thoughts from Ray? And then we can go to Metro and myself. Take it away, Ray.
I just want to say I enjoy doing stuff differently. You know, it's February, folks, and how many drafts have we watched where we're saying, oh my God, the Falcons just took a quarterback. There's no way they would do it. They just paid Cousins $100 million. Like the point of these exercises isn't to get the draft right today. It's to exercise through different scenarios of what could potentially happen. So I'll just say this was one of probably the funnest ones that I've been a part of. Definitely unique with some of the trade downs and some of the players. And I just encourage everybody, you guys, myself, to continue to, there's no point to just go Mendoza, Reese, I don't know, just the same shit, 1 through 15, and then you're guessing. Like, this is an inexact science. The hit rate for the best draft analysts, go look at them. I mean, people, you're hoping you get 10, 11, 12 of these things right. Talking through it is the best part. You two are phenomenal. It's the first time I've been on a show with you. So all I'm going to say is this better not be the last time. We better do it again.
Much love,
100%.
brother. Really appreciate that, man.
We'll definitely do something down the road. And look, to your point, though, predictive mock drafts, you do those close to the draft. For now, just going through scenarios, having some fun. You know, what happens if 1 quarterback gets taken? What if 3 quarterbacks get taken, right? You just have a little fun with it. Not every pick has to be chalk, but yeah, Ray, we appreciate you having you on. We'll make sure, link you in the description. You guys check his channel out. And yeah, okay, get us out of here, man.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. We're on our way to 2K. If you've never seen us before, we appreciate you being on the show. Go subscribe down below to Ray's channel and ours as well. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Much love. Peace.